Bob Salawam, giving all praise and glory to the most high power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's worthy to be praised for everything. All glory and honor to his holy name. Bob MASHAYACH. Welcome to another day closer to the kingdom. Most High allowing us to get it together and work on our own salvation with fear and trembling. You know, I'm going over and you shall know the Most High, a series, and every knee shall bow to the Most High. It's very important that we learn to know Him. Just know. What is this? You know, it's very important that we look at trying to learn as much as we can about the Most High because, you know, I read to you in 1 Corinthians 15 chapter where it says, after he put MASHAYACH's enemies under his footstool, then it's going, and you know, then he's going to be accepted. And that's not cool, you know what I mean? So, a way that we can look into our future and the things that we're dealing with right now on this earth before the judgment coming of MASHAYACH to put all of his enemies under his footstool to the power of the Most High, then the Most High going to be accepted. That's saying a lot, you know, and it's really, when you look at how he's not really being exalted and glorified and praised, because now it's a doctrine that's saying that MASHAYACH is the Most High. And people, when y'all believe in the Trinity, y'all believe that more in a MASHAYACH and being the Most High than the Most High himself. His name is jealous. I don't think people realize that. I don't think they realize who they really, when I say the Most High, what I'm really talking about. Y'all got your own made up in your own mind, I guess, who it is, who he is. But he is the Most High, man. Trust and believe this. Better understand. That's why when you hear people say that we're not under the law and we're under grace, that's serious. That's real serious. Because I can show you over and over again that the grace and the mercy is only for the children of Israel. So when you say you hear grace to you, so it has to be an Israelite who the grace is coming to, because the grace is only for the Israelites, period. It's not for anyone else. And these are the things, you know, that I look at it. Then going back to the fact of people are saying that you're not under the law, you're not under the commandments. They're saying you don't have to follow what the Most High tells us to do. So what they say, follow your own heart. Follow your own mind. Follow however you think. He says the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who could know it? So we're going to look at, you know, and you shall know the Most High. Everybody going to know the Most High. And every knee going to bow to the Most High, one way or another. As always, I'm going to start with Colossians 3:17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by YAHAWASHI. That's in the name of the Lord and Savior, MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI, my big brother, hopefully your big brother, is coming back to set righteousness on this earth. Anybody that don't want righteousness on this earth deserve what's coming when he come with that fire and brimstone. to melt people. You're going to be melted or you're going to be saved. That's why I say, you know, got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You think fear don't mean to be scared and you trembling? You better think again. That's why we give thanks to the Most High. Power Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, who was Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Those 12 nations that make up one nation, the 12 tribes of Israel. We give thanks to the Most High for everything. It don't matter. You know, so I just want to bring a reality to our people and all of you that might not really take this as serious as it is, especially when it comes down to his commandments, because it's almost like, you know, you hear, we're not under the law, we're under grace. And to know what you're really saying, when you're saying that, it's kind of hurtful. Because now you tell me, you can comment, y'all got a lot to say. You could comment once I show you that those same commandments, those sole commandments that you don't believe in, that you don't have to do, the laws that you don't say you don't have to do, the Most High wrote those laws. They're from his mind. So you gonna tell me that his work is in vain? It's worthless? Has no merit? You don't have to do what he say do, but y'all quick to say you gotta follow the law of the land, which we do. But to exclude the Most High is a dangerous thing. Now let's look at Deuteronomy 9 and 10. Now, once we go through these scriptures initially, I want you to go through them and say that all you that don't believe that you got to keep the commandments of the Most High, and tell him, I ain't got to do what you say I'm supposed to do. If thou can't. Because here it is, Deuteronomy 9 and 10. And the Most High, they put L-O-R-D there. You know, I mean, going back to L-O-R-D, go back to B-A-A-L. You know, they put their God in there, so you call it on their God. When y'all, a lot of y'all can't help but say L-O-R-D. They got you programmed. And the Most High delivered unto me, that me is Moses, 2 tables of stone, written with the finger of the Most High. He would have said, and the Most High delivered unto me, that's Moses, 2 tables of stone, written with the finger of the Most High. And on them was written according to all the words which the Most High spake with you, we the children of Israel, because you it says, hear, O Israel, verse 1, hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel. So talking to the Israelites. He said, and on them, these stones these tables of stone that the Most High wrote with his fingers, and on them was written according to all the words which the Most High spake with you in the mount out of the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly. See? These are the words that the Most High spake to us, the Israelites. But the main point I'm showing you is it was written with the finger of the Most High. That's serious. Let's go to Exodus 31 and 18. Remember, keep in mind, y'all saying, I don't have to do what it is that his finger wrote. You saying, I don't have to do what the Most High said we're supposed to do. Everybody gonna do the commandments, y'all. You're gonna learn now, you're gonna learn now. What it say? Every knee gonna bow. What it say? Exodus 31 and 18. Now let's go up. This is Sabbath. Verse 12. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Exodus 31:12. Speak thou unto also unto the children of Israel. Now you see, clearly he's talking to the children of Israel. Well, I can see how y'all been programmed to think you a Gentile, even though you are Israelite. To think in your wildest dreams that it's not talking to you because you been programmed to be thinking you a Gentile. But look what it said. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak thou unto the children of Israel. And we are the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, saying, Verily, Salakia. See, that's why I said we got to get used to, in fact, let me cancel it out in my Bible. That way I won't say it, won't even be there to be seen. You can do the same thing, because that goes back to AMEN. Man, they real slick with what they did. I just got a marker, I just marked it out. You can take away what it is that's been added. That VERILY goes back to AMEN. So look, speak, this is how it goes without it. Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, and TRULY also. It says, because usually when I sing that, I always said TRULY, which is still going back to AMEN. Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, my Sabbaths ye shall keep. For it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Most High that does sanctify you. Clean us up now through his word. YAHAWASHI said in St. John 15:3, now you are clean through the word that I speak unto you. Yeah. So that's how he's sanctifying us, man. Cleaning us up, setting us apart from everybody else that's not dealing with the Most High. And MASHAYACH. You shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death. You hear that? That's how important the Sabbath is. And people have defiled the Sabbath, done everything that the world would have you do on the Sabbath day. And did you know that? The Most High said, you defile it, you're going to be put to death? Be put to death, he said. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. 6 days may work be done, but in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, holy to the Most High. You say holy to you? Holy to me? Holy to anyone? That's a person? No. He said holy to the Most High. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. That's why if you got to work, you better be repenting. Ask the Most High to forgive you. MASHAYACH, man, it's very important. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations. And we're in a generation now for a perpetual covenant, a perpetual agreement, a perpetual contract to we, the 12 tribes of Israel. This is what it said. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. So it's going to last forever. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days, the Most High YAHAWASHI made heaven and earth. And on the 7th day, he rested and was refreshed, right? So the 7,000th year, the Most High rested and was refreshed. Because a day to the Most High is 1,000 years. It's not a 24-hour period like we dealing with. No. Listen at this closely, verse 18. And he gave unto Moses, that he is the Most High, gave unto Moses through the angel, when he had made an end of communing with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone, written with the finger of the Most High. Now, how you going to tell me that these 2 tables of testimony, written with the finger of the Most High, is null and void? Because you've got a religion that comes way back you know, for us, before the slave trade, a lot of them existed. And we were programmed to believe in these religions that was already set up for us, especially coming out of slavery. You had all those years to program us to believe in religions. But the Most High never gave us religion. It was written with the finger of the Most High. And the Most High, who was he talking to? The children of Israel, point blank. Verse 13 said, what? Speak thou also unto the children of Israel. So this our book, this Bible is our book. But these commandments was written with the finger of the Most High. Now, how do you think in your wildest dreams that you are going to really see a righteous kingdom? You're going to be there and you don't have to do what he say do. Make that make sense. You can't make it make sense. You hear what it said? Written with the finger of the Most High. So these commandments are written with the finger of the Most High. And you're saying that I don't have to follow what the finger of the Most High wrote. What do you think will happen to you? You can follow traditions of men and women or whoever you follow if you want to. That's why I say most people don't know the Most High. You can't know him. Matter of fact, let's read Deuteronomy the 5th chapter. It's a great chapter. Deuteronomy the 5th chapter. Gotta work with it because if you don't, you can do the same thing as in Exodus the 20th chapter. But let's look at it. It says, and Moses called all Israel. You notice it's talking to we the Israelites. He called all Israel and said unto them, hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I teach in your ears this day, that ye may learn them and keep and do them, right? The statutes and judgments which he was speaking to us, he said, learn them and keep and do them. You learn it, you like I say, you gotta learn it. You gotta keep them and do them. Learn it, live it, and apply it in your life. The Most High power made a covenant with us in Horeb. That us is the children of Israel. Are the children of Israel. That us is the children of Israel. And the Most High made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us, who are all of us here alive this day. You know, this is a special covenant, a special agreement, contract that he made with us, the children of Israel. He said he didn't make it with the forefathers. He made it with us. That's very important that we see this. The Most High talk with you face to face in the mount, out of the midst of the fire. I stood between the Most High and you at that time. Now understand, he's talking about, because he was dealing directly, so you don't get it twisted. He was dealing directly with, he always deal with an angel. We always deal with angels, which is spirits. That's my Holy Spirit, holy angel. Always. See, look, Exodus 3 and 2. And Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of the Most High, even to Horeb, like we just heard, right? And the angel of the Most High appeared unto him, see, in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And it tells you, angel going to tell with that fire, because it tells you in Psalms 104 and 4, who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire, right? And that fire, what does the angel, what's the minister do? it brings forth the word of the Most High. Jeremiah 23:29. All praise the Most High. When you go to turn the power to go right to where you need to go for the precept, say, is not my word like as a fire, said the Most High, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? You see, so this is what you're looking at. The angels are bringing the word of the Most High. There's always been an angel between us and the Most High. That's why it's Holy Spirit, Holy Angel between us and the Most High all the time. So going back to Deuteronomy the 5th chapter, and verse 2, it said, and the Most High, our power, ours a person that possesses pronouns showing ownership. He's our power, the Israelites' power, made a covenant, a contract agreement with us in Horeb, like we just read. And the Most High made not his covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us, who are all of us here alive this day in the wilderness. The Most High talked with you face to face in the mount out of the midst of the fire. I stood between the Most High and you at that time to show you the word of the Most High. For ye were afraid by reason of the fire, and went not up into the mount, saying, that mount mean mountain, but was afraid. I am the Most High thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods, no other idols before me. Thou shalt not make of thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them. That's very important, because a lot of people see things and it's like he's telling us we can't bow down to nothing. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them. For I, the Most High, thy power, your power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Hear that? So he visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate him. So them children gonna be dealt with, because they come back again. Most I deal with 3 to 4 generations. Here they come back again. So we're gonna get them that did the wickedness and before the third generation, coming back again on the fourth generation. Thou shalt not take the name of the Most High thy power in vain, for the Most High will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it. Set it apart from every other day, as the Most High thy power hath commanded thee. You didn't heard it. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Most High thy power. The 7th day is very important. And if you don't know what the 7th day is, just take a calendar and start counting from the first day, which is tomorrow. And then you count 7 days from the first day, which is tomorrow. Matter of fact, have a little child do it in order to count the 7th. Say, show me when the 7th day is. Start counting from the first, just the first day. Show them when the first day is, and tell them to count to 7 days, just in case, it might be too hard for we as adults. We got this deep spirits. We too smart. So you gotta ask the little child. That's why I see why MASHAYACH would say, let little child come to me. I'll be like a little child to come into the kingdom. They innocent. They undefiled. They ain't so, means of being rebellious and against what it is that they're learning. It says, I'm going to start at verse 9 again. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them. Anything made, anything tangible that you can see, you can't bow down in front of nothing. You close your eyes in darkness. You're going to pray, close your eyes in darkness and don't bow. You don't see nothing but darkness. Because Most High dwell in thick darkness. A lot of people don't realize that. Everything comes from darkness and not light. Only way it come from the light is he's that bright light that shine. Think about it. He's shining so bright that flesh and blood can't approach him, but yet still he dwell in thick darkness. You make that make sense? That's why I say his ways and thoughts not always in thoughts. We can imagine. That's why I say, thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them. These idols of these other nations and the ones that we create. No, serve them. See? For I, the Most High thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So you bow down to anything or have bowed down to anything, you hate the Most High. Straight up, because the Most High is an invisible power. Let me show you that, just in case you don't know. That's real, man. I mean, there's nothing that you could put in front of you. Like some people put crosses up there. They put different idols, and they little prayer rooms. And they go in there and pray. And they go pray in front of something. You can't pray in front of nothing. Look, this is the Most High right here. Go to Colossians, first chapter. Colossians, first chapter. And we're going to look at verse 14. In whom we have redemption through his blood. That's a MASHAYACH. So let's read first. Let's read up. 12. Giving thanks unto the Father. The Father, that's the Most High, which has made us meet or right to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light. And the saints are the children of Israel. Psalms 148. 14 proves that. And the light is the law. Commandments of the Most High, Proverbs 6:23. It says, who have delivered us from the power of darkness. See that? Who have delivered us from the power of ignorance, not knowing, darkness, and have translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, of his dear Son. Oh, YAHAWASHI. So how is he the Father when he say he has translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son? You see how confusing that is? For people that think that MASHAYACH is the Most High? No. In whom we have redemption through his blood. We got redemption through the Most High's blood? No. Listen, you're going to find out. That's the MASHAYACH blood. Even the forgiveness of sins that was only given to the children of Israel, who is the image of the invisible power. You hear that? The MASHAYACH is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature. But you see, the Most High is an invisible power. So ain't no way you could put anything tangible in front of you and pray in front of and think you're praying to the Most High, man. No. The best thing I can tell you is close your eyes. You're going to see it within this lesson. He dwells in thick darkness. Darkness. Going back to Deuteronomy's 5th chapter. Verse 10, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love him. This is how you love him and keep my commandments. That's how you show you love the Most High. You got to keep his commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Most High thy power in vain. For the Most High will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Right? Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it. Set it apart from every other day, as the Most High thy power hath commanded thee. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Most High thy power. It shall, in it, thou shalt not do any work. In the Sabbath day you shall be working. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy ox, nor thy ass, nor any of thy cattle, nor thy stranger that within thy gates, that thy manservant and thy maidservant may rest as well as thou. See, that's the Sabbath day, a day of rest. And you in the word with the Most High. And remember that thou was a servant in the land of Egypt, in captivity in the land of Egypt. So remember that. And that the Most High thy power brought thee out thence through a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore the Most High thy power commanded thee to keep the Sabbath day. Just commandment to keep the Sabbath day. Honor thy father and thy mother, as the Most High thy power hath commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with thee in the land which the Most High thy power giveth thee. You got to honor your father and mother, no matter what, that your days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with thee in the land which the Most High thy power giveth thee. Now we're waiting on the land to come to us. You know, as we come back to his commandments and his laws and so forth. Say, thou shalt not kill. That's murder. Because you gotta kill animals to eat. You know, you gotta kill different things. But murder, unjustified murderers against the commandments. Neither shalt thou commit adultery. Adultery, you know, a man going with another man's woman, or a woman married and going outside of her marriage to lay down with another man and so forth. Neither shalt thou steal, supposed to be stealing. Neither shalt thou bear false witness against thy brother. That's a lie against your brother, your neighbor. Neither shalt thou desire thy neighbor's wife. Neither shalt thou covet thy neighbor's house. That you also want whatever he has. His field, or his manservant, or his maidservant, his ox, or his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's, right? That you desire whatever somebody else has. You see what they got. How much that cost? People, the pastor said, how much that cost? You gonna buy it? No. Well, what difference do it make? What it costs? How much it costs? It don't matter. Don't matter at all. Shouldn't matter at all. That's desiring what somebody else has. Oh man, I want that. That's against the law. Listen at this very closely, verse 22. These words the Most High spake. That's the 10 Commandments that we just went over right here. It said, these words the Most High spake unto all your assembly in the mount out of the midst of the fire, of the cloud, and of the thick darkness. You hear that? It said of the cloud and of the thick darkness. Thick darkness. I'm telling you, thick darkness. With a great voice. And he added no more. And he wrote them in 2 tables of stone and delivered them unto me. And he, come on, that's the Most High, y'all. Wrote them, and these are the same laws and commandments that these preachers are saying that we're not under. We don't have to follow. Come on now. You got to make this make sense. It's got to make sense. And understand this, there is no New Testament. There's only the law and the prophets for anybody that lived on the earth during the time of the New Testament. They only had the law and the prophets. That's it. That's it. They didn't have the New Testament as we have it now. They only had the law and the prophets. So it says it's very important to hear and understand, because we're looking at, you listen to some man or some woman tell you that you don't have to follow the Most High. He wrote these commandments with his finger, and you are giving him your middle finger in all these religions. That's why I call it insanity. Or prove that it's not insane that you're teaching people that they don't have to follow what the Most High says we have to do. So we have to follow. Prove that's not insane. And go before the Most High and say, I don't have to do what you, I mean, you telling man, but if you telling me and everything I'm saying is going to the Most High, I start with Colossians 2:17. I mean, whatever I say, whatever I do is going, is in the name of the Lord and Savior. MASHAYACH said, no man come to the Father but by me. Ain't no New Testament. They only had the law and the prophets. So every man is coming to the Most High through him, through an angel. He the top angel. Understand this. Who came to Moses just now? I just showed you who came to Moses. An angel of the Most High. Straight up. And that angel identified himself before he introduced the Most High to us. Because he's the one talking to Moses. He's the one that, you understand, we are MASHAYACH. That's MASHAYACH. And we belong to him. And MASHAYACH is the Most High. See, what I've realized is our people don't realize the disrespect and dishonor and disannulling that we done to the Most High all the way from the garden, when everybody obeyed. Everybody obeyed. Everybody obeyed. And then they ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And then Evil was planted in the seed of man. And we started to be corrupt and not keep the commandments and rebellious. That's why you go back to the beginning of this lesson. You got to look at it, like I said, go be a series, because you got to understand, just because you're an Israelite don't give you carte blanche to doing you going to the kingdom. None of us. That's why I say don't make thyself one of the number. He said a righteous scarcely gonna be saved. So we gotta work. You gotta endure to the end, and you gotta sacrifice. You know, this ain't just for you. A lot of y'all just a bunch of individualists, Israelites. What are your sacrifice for somebody else, for your nation, or it's just you just in it for yourself and somebody else, whoever, few people, whatever? Where your sacrifice at, man? You got to endure to the end. And we have days that we off, we got to repent. That's why I say people don't know the Most High. They know him whenever he bring that destruction, when he bring that, them hurricanes, them tornadoes and volcano eruptions and tidal waves and all of that, storms and, you know, disasters, and you see things happening when people getting jacked up. They would say, what would they be screaming? Oh, Mother Nature, no, they don't. Oh, El Nino, no, they don't. Oh, La Nina, no, they don't. Oh, global warming, no, they don't. They be calling, oh my God, because they realize even atheists come to their senses when it comes down to the Most High. Look, and you're going to know that he is the Most High. You better believe that. Every knee going to bow to the Most High. I know y'all don't like it, but I don't care if you don't like it. And he don't care either, because his name is Jealous. That's his name, Jealous. Look at it. Deuteronomy 5:22, these words the Most High spake unto all your assembly in the mount out of the midst of the fire, in the cloud, and of the thick darkness. You hear that? And of the thick darkness that he dwelt in with a great voice. And he added no more. And he wrote them that's the Most High, wrote them in 2 tables of stone and delivered them unto me. You hear that? Now look, big bad Israelites, right? They're talking all this stuff. and it came to pass when we the Israelites heard a voice out of the midst of the darkness. You hear that? Those that scared of darkness, that don't realize the Most High dwell in thick darkness. And it came to pass when they heard the voice out of the midst of darkness, for the mountain did burn with fire, like a volcano eruption, man, that ye came near unto me, even all the heads of your tribes and your elders. And ye said, behold, the Most High our power has showed us his glory of his greatness and his greatness. And we have heard his voice out of the midst of the fire. We have seen this day that the Most High does talk with man, and he liveth. Now, therefore, why should we die? You think they wasn't scared? You think we wasn't scared? As us. We the Israelites. You think we wasn't scared? Why must we die? But this great fire will consume us. If we hear the voice of the Most High our power anymore, then we shall die. But who is there of all flesh that have heard the voice of the living power speaking out of the midst of the fire as we have and live? Go thou near and hear all that the Most High our power shall say, and speak thou unto us all that the Most High our power shall speak unto thee, and we will hear it and do it, right? And the Most High heard the voice of your words when ye spake unto me. And the Most High said unto me, I have heard the voice and the words of this people, which they have spoken unto thee. They have well said all that they have spoken. Oh, that there was such an heart in them. Oh, that there was such a mind in us, we the Israelites, that they would fear me. Hear that? Over and over again. When he say, well, he wants us to fear him, that means we got to be afraid of him, that we would fear him. You better be scared of him and keep all my commandments always, that it might be well with them and with their children forever. You see that? That's very important, because he said to be well with us and keep the commandments of the Most High and with our children forever. That's why when you look at this and you notice, it's like, okay, well, other people might not understand why the sacrifice is done, but it's going to be well with you and your children. They might even realize it, but it's still going to be well with them for what you're doing, your sacrifice that you make for the sacrifice of obeying the Most High. Power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Forever, he said. But as for thee, stand thou here by me, and I will speak unto thee all the commandments and the statutes and the judgments, which thou shalt teach them, that they may do them in the land which I give them to possess it. Don't you think the same thing gonna happen to us? He gonna give us the land to possess forever and ever. He gonna put us in our land, and we gonna keep the commandments of the Most High. We're gonna learn them, we're gonna live them, we're gonna apply the commandments in our life. Point blank. Or you can be put to death. Matter of fact, if you ain't keeping the commandments before then, he told you, look, you ain't going to the kingdom. Revelation, go to the last book of the Bible, Revelation 22 and 14. This is what it says. Blessed are they that do his commandments. Come on, you only got 7 verses left. He said, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. That's those that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. You don't keep the commandments, you ain't going through the gates of the city. You ain't going, he ain't planting you into this New Jerusalem. For that's without the kingdom, are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. You're going to be outside the kingdom. What's your fate? You don't want to keep the commandments? It's your fate right here. I can't bring it out enough. Revelation 21 and 8. But the fearful, you scared of everything but the Most High. And unbelieving, you don't have no faith in the Most High. And the abominable, you that don't keep the laws of the Most High. And murderers, you hate your brother, hate your sister, you are a murderer and unjustifiably killing someone. And whoremongers, jumping here, jumping there, commitment of no way, shape, or form, just running around. That's why there are all diseases in the air, in the earth too. And sorcerers, witches, and psychics, and palm readers, you name it. And idolaters, those that don't believe in the Most High power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Come on. You can't look at it any other way or make it mean something different. If you can. Going back to the law in Deuteronomy, the 5th chapter. It's real, man. I'm here because so many people say that we're not under the law. We don't have to follow the law. We're under grace. Isn't that what they say? That's what I've heard mostly all my life. It's not nothing new to me. It says, Deuteronomy 5. And 31, he said, Moses said, but as for thee, talking about Moses, stand thou here by me, and I will speak unto thee all the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which thou shalt teach them, that they may do them in the land which I give them to possess it. Ye shall observe to do therefore as the Most High your power, yours a personal possessive pronoun showing he's the power of Israel, showing ownership, have commanded you. Ye shall not turn aside to the right hand or to the left, this way or that way. Just keep it straight up. Keep the commandments. Ye shall walk in all the ways which the Most High your power have commanded you. These are the things I can tell you when I say that the whole objective of this world is to keep you away from the Most High, so you won't worship him. You won't know how to worship him. You won't do what he say do, because they say you're not under the law. You're not. I mean, what are they saying? They say you're not under what it is the Most High wrote with his finger. You know, and you're gonna see this over and over again. So they telling you that you don't have to follow him, and you giving the Most High your middle finger. That's what they tell you to do, and you're doing it because you're a bunch of robots and robotees, man. You're just following what they say, but you can't make it mean something different. So we're gonna go into it. Ye shall walk in all the ways which the Most High your power, this verse 33, have commanded you, that ye may live. Ye shall walk in the way, all the ways which the Most High your power have commanded you, that ye may live, and that it may be well with you, and that ye may prolong your days in the land which ye shall possess. Man, that's serious. Real as real could be. So let's look back at verse 22. These words the Most High spake unto all your assembly in the mount out of the midst of the fire, of the cloud, and of the thick darkness, with a great voice. And he added no more. And he wrote them, he is the Most High, and he wrote them in 2 tables of stone and delivered them unto me. That me is Moses. But to who wrote them? The Most High wrote them. Exodus 24. The book of Exodus 24. Exodus 24. And 12. Exodus 24 and 12. And the Most High said unto Moses, come up to me into the mount. That's the mountain. And be there, and I will give thee tables of stone and a law and commandments which I have written, that thou mayest teach them. I'll read you again. Make it mean something different. Like I'm telling you. You've been fooled, I'll put it like that, to believe a lie. All these religions are dealing with the same thing. What religion is keeping the moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws? I've been asking this question. Nobody answering me. Y'all talk about everything else. We'll talk about how I look. Talk about what I'm asking spiritually. What religion is keeping the moral laws, the civil laws, the dietary laws, the ceremonial laws? Catholics? Huh? Baptists? Which one? Well, we're just getting ready for the Feast of Pentecost. If thou can say. See, these are the things that MASHAYACH followed. And they're supposed to say they Christians, and they made the word up Christian to mean Christ-like. But how you like him, and you don't do what he did? He did not sin. All the holy days MASHAYACH kept in, and the days that we said we're going to keep for getting the victory over our enemies that was trying to wipe us out. What you know about that? That's why you don't know nothing about history. You don't know nothing about his story enough. He lied about his story, and you don't know nothing about our story as Israelites. You just don't know because you taught that that's somebody else. Ain't got nothing to do with you. I mean, see how they got us all fooled? And he's talking to you as the Israelites. Listen, Exodus 24 and 12. And the Most High said unto Moses, come up to me into the mount. We see mount, M-O-U-N-T, that means mountain. And be there. And I will give thee tables of stone. I will give thee tables of stone and a law and commandments, moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, and sacrificial laws at this time. But MASHAYACH is the ultimate sacrifice that sacrificed his life for we, wretched children of Israel. He said, in the law and commandments which I have written. You hear that? So make it mean something different. It says laws and commandments that the Most High written, that thou mayest teach them. And Moses rose up and his minister, Joshua, and Moses went up into the mount of the Most High. And he said unto the elders, tarry ye here for us until we come again unto you. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. If any man have any matters to do, let him come unto them. Say, hey, come unto Aaron and Hur. He took Joshua up with him. And Moses went up into the mount, and the cloud covered the mount. You know, that cloud is what? That's why it's very important to know the definition of these words. Cloud is IFO, identified flying object. That cloud is defined in Psalms 104 and 3. Psalms 104 and 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot. See that? So the clouds are his chariot. Who walketh upon the wings of the wind. See? So it's a chariot. What we call IFOs, identified flying objects. They call them unidentified flying objects. We call them identified. Identified. We know what they are. The chariots of the Most High. You see? So Exodus 24 and 15, and Moses went up into the mount. That's the mountain, and a cloud covered the mountains. I mean, that's easy. You know, the top of the mountain, the cloud came down right over top of the mountain. And the glory of the Most High abode upon Mount Sinai. And the cloud covered it 6 days. And the 7th day he called unto Moses out of the midst of the cloud. So Moses up there 6 days. Can you imagine that? You waiting 6 days, man. You're in this cloud, man. You don't know what's going to go down. In the 7th day, he called unto Moses out of the midst of the cloud. 7th day. 7 days, man. That take patience. And the glory of the Most High is a MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI. Look, because it said in John 1:18, understand this. Like I told y'all earlier, when I speak to us through spirits to the angels. John 1:18, he said this. John 1:18. No man has seen the Most High at any time. You know, no man has seen the Most High at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him. So, you know, if you don't understand, like he said in Hebrews 1 and 5, and why you're not answering this question? I think that's what I want. Yeah, Hebrews 1 and 5. He said, for unto which of the angels Which angel or angels said he at any time, thou art my son? This day I have begotten thee. And again, I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son. And again, when he bringeth in the first begotten into the world, it was Mashiach Yahawashi, he said, and let all the angels of the Most High worship him. That's Mashiach Yahawashi right there. When he brought him in as the first angel, the first begotten. That's why you look at John 3:16. For the Most High so loved the world of Israel. Isaiah 45:17, we are Israel. It's Israel, a world without end. You know, so he so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Only begotten son. You know what that means? Mashiach is the only begotten son of the Most High. But it seems like it's a mystery, but I kind of like been over this over and over and over and over again, but it's spiritual. And again, when he bringeth in the first begotten into the world, he said that he is the Most High, said, and let all the angels of the Most High worship him. And of the angels, he said, as we just read in earlier in Psalms 104:4, who maketh his angels spirits and his ministers a flame of fire. That's what I tell you, ain't no New Testament. It's only the Old Testament. It's just a matter of you knowing it back and forth. The precepts know what they're talking about. But unto the Son, he said, thy throne. That's power and authority. O power is forever and ever. A scepter of righteousness is the scepter of thy kingdom, or your kingdom. Thou lovest righteousness, which is the laws and the commandments of the Most High, being defined in Deuteronomy 6:25 and Psalm 119, 172. So thou lovest righteousness. He loved the commandments. He loved to do the laws of the Most High, and hateth iniquity, wickedness, evil. Therefore, power, even thy power. Do the Most High have a power? No. I mean, we go through this all the time with these so-called apologetic Christians and so forth. But it says, therefore, if you look at what it says, God, even thy God. Do the Most High have a power over him? No. It says, therefore, God, even thy God. Therefore, Mashiach Yahawashi, even your power. That's the Most High. Have anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows, above the angels. You see? So, and then you look at the order of things. I mean, and that's where a lot of you have lost that order. When you come back to that order, you're going to find out things going to be lining up in perspective of how it's supposed to be. 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know, 1 Corinthians 11:3, that the head of every man is a Mashiach. So if a Mashiach Yahawashi is the head of the man, then we are Mashiachim. And Mashiach is the Most High. Look what it says. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Mashiach. And the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Mashiach is the Most High, you say. So he can't be the Most High. Can't be the Most High. If he said the Most High is his head over him. So now, when you go back to Exodus, and you see that it's saying the glory of the Most High. When you see that, you said nobody, no man has ever seen the Most High. Flesh and blood can't approach the Most High. You can't approach the Most High. That's why we got to make that change. He told us in go to 1 Corinthians 15. For us, today, just to us. He said in 1 Corinthians 15, in verse 50, just so you know. I mean, so just say, you say he sat down and ate with the Most High and all that, with God and all that. That's not right. When you really know what time it is. Listen. 1 Corinthians 15 and 50. Now, this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood, we're flesh and blood, cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Neither does neither does corruption inherit incorruption. Hello, see, corruption not going to inherit incorruption. You wicked people not going to inherit the righteous kingdom that's prepared for us. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep. We not all going to die, but we shall all be changed. You see, we got to be changed during the time of going into the Most High's kingdom. In a moment, in the twinkling of the eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. That's that change that we have to make from these mortal bodies to a immortal body. But this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. No more death, man. So the last enemy that's gonna die is death, man. So you see, flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High. That's why MASHAYACH got to come and teach us of the Most High for 1,000 years. Then we're going to make that change, and we work it. That's what it's all about names written in the book of life. Hey, all right. So I have to go back to, because, most I say you don't want to see nobody perish, but a lot of people going to perish because they're going to follow the ways of men, how they have everything set up to have you perish, have you go down with them. All these religion was here. A lot of these religion was here long before we were even thought of. They were here. And a lot of things were already programmed, pre-programmed to have you even change it from language to language to have you follow what is needed to keep you from the Most High. That's the whole objective. Lie, lie, lie. And have you not know about the Most High. That's what this is all about. Keeping you away from the Most High. And it says in Exodus 24:16, and the glory of the Most High abode upon Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it 6 days. And the seventh day he called unto Moses out of the midst of the cloud. And the sight of the glory of the Most High was like devouring fire on the top of the mount in the eyes of the children of Israel. And Moses went into the midst of the cloud and got him up into the mount. And Moses was in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. 40 days and 40 nights. And we so impatient. That's one thing we got to learn is patience. I got a lesson on that. A lot of y'all need to look at that lesson called patience. You got to learn patience. A lot of time everything got to happen right like this. Things are not like that, man. You got to chill sometime. Learn to chill. This is when I lost my conference call. Just a minute. It's the Sabbath of the Most High. Okay. All right. To water for being patient. Y'all patient on the conference call because it went out. Y'all waited. The water for that. That's your patience. Um, okay, since we're still looking at the fact that the Most High wrote the laws with his finger. That's what we're looking at, y'all. The Most High wrote these laws with his finger, and they're telling us, at least they try and tell us, that we're not under the law, we're under grace, right? You've heard this. We're under grace. It's very important that you understand these things so that once you see who the grace was for and that you've been lied to and thinking that you don't have to keep the Most High's commandments. You don't have to do what he say do. And you giving him your middle finger that he wrote the laws with his finger, and you giving him your middle finger if you think you ain't got to do what he say do. What's he gonna judge you on? Let's go to I don't when you look at the wrath and the indignation and the destruction and the woe that the Most High put upon us, and you're gonna listen to someone that's gonna tell you that you don't have to follow what he say do. And the reason I went through captivity after captivity after captivity, a lot of y'all probably don't even know the captivities that we've been through. Our story. Well, you don't know why you just, trying to erase the fact that we was in captivity in this Western Hemisphere. I didn't want to forget about that. And it's been written, you know your thoughts. Let's go to Exodus 32. You go back and make these scriptures mean something different. You go back and go before the Most High when you pray tonight. All you that say we ain't got to do what he say do, but we ain't under the law, and tell him I don't have to do what you tell me to do, but you got to do what I tell you to do because I'm under grace. Getting something I don't deserve to get. And make that make sense. It don't even sound right. For me to try and break it down to you as easy as can be so that a little child can understand it. Don't it sound crazy? That sounds crazy to me. Most High, you do what I want you to do, but I don't have to do what you tell me to do. And you got to give me what I want in my prayer. You got to answer my prayer. Man, look, y'all better understand, man. Like, this is what, I like to bring a reality to you because some of you ain't got no reality. Y'all don't really understand a reality of what you're saying, what you're doing. You just regurgitating what somebody told you to say, and you're always combative against the wrong persons that's trying to show you the right way. Because you want to still follow the way you've been programmed to think. You've been programmed wrong. Bunch of robots and robot teams, spiritually discerned, man. Look, 1 Corinthians 2:16. I'm talking to all you that say that you ain't under the law. You ain't under the commandments of the Most High. You ain't got to do what he say do. Yet still, he got to do what you want him to do for you. Make that make sense. Look, 1 Corinthians 2:16. For who have known the mind of the Most High? Who have known the mind of the Most High that he may instruct him? You better think about it. That's what I'm telling you. Since you say you ain't under the law, you ain't got to do his commandments, then you instructing him to do what you telling him to do in your prayer. Because all y'all praying for is something that you want for yourself or somebody, whatever you're praying for. It's something he got to do, right? You instructing him. You instructing him. But yet still you saying that you don't have to do what he say do. Because you're not under his laws. And we just showed you through the Spirit that those laws were written with the finger of the Most High. He wrote those laws. Go back and look at it. All you latecomers, you go back and look at this from the beginning. I'm showing you that he wrote the laws with his finger. And you're not rebuking no demons. You're rebuking no devils. All you that say you ain't under the law, you ain't rebuking no devils. Because you ain't dealing with how MASHAYACH, who you say you're supposed to follow, how he did it. At all. A lot of y'all just walking around there, man. He got you. You in his grips. And he don't want you to get out of his grips. I would say, for who have known the mind of the Most High? The most that I know of the mind of the Most High is what he has said in this Bible. And I studied him. I look for him, you know, as much as I can find him. And that's what you better do. He the only one going to bring salvation, power, and authority on this earth. Righteousness on this earth. Cool. Name him. Why y'all ain't talking to me? Y'all talk all this other stuff. Y'all debating about this, debating about that. Y'all ain't debating about him. I know that. But who has known the mind of the Most High, that he may instruct him? You instruct him. Tell him what to do. You do. All you that say you ain't under the law, yeah, he wrote with his finger. All you say you ain't under the commandments, yeah, he wrote with his finger. You instructing him. When? To do what you tell him to do. When you pray. You know? Hey, Shalom, welcome. Bakwash, you see? Long time, brother. You know? For real, for real. And y'all sit back and pray and ask the Most High to do whatever you want him to do. And gonna say, I ain't gotta do what you tell me to do. Make that make sense. And grace is getting something you don't deserve to get. You instructed him in what you want him to do for you, and you don't deserve to get it. Think about that. Make that make sense. I explained it to a little child, they said, it don't make no sense. But adults, and y'all wicked and warped minds, man. Don't let nobody fool you, man. They had us programmed from slavery to now. And here y'all are still following the same stupid, I don't want to call you stupid, but sodist children, most I call us, man. For real, for real. To think you gonna instruct him to do whatever you want to do, but yet still you got grace, and grace is getting something you don't deserve to get. That's who the grace for. Let's deal with that. Because a lot of people, y'all don't know. Y'all, even though it comes out, y'all still don't know. Wisdom of Solomon, it's clear. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9. Because y'all be saying y'all under grace, but you a Gentile. You've been grafted in, but don't know who you've been grafted in among. That's why. And you shall know the Most High. And every knee gonna bow. You're gonna bow down now, you're gonna bow down later, but you're gonna bow down. And you're gonna actually understand that you're gonna have to learn his laws. Straight up. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9. They that put their trust in him, that's your faith in the Most High, shall understand the truth. Uh-oh. You got faith in the Most High, but you understand the truth? No. You don't know you don't understand the truth. Let's sing it together, class. Psalms 119, 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. So you put your faith in the Most High, which is your trust in him, shall understand the truth. So how you understand the laws, the commandments of the Most High, and you say you got faith in the Most High, but you don't understand the truth. You don't understand the laws of the Most High. You give us moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, and sacrificial laws. Understand this. Understand. You still got to learn them. Even though MASHAYACH is the ultimate sacrifice, we still need to learn what the Most High wrote with his finger. I believe. Don't be lazy. You say, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. What's that love? Faithful. You're going to be faithful in love. What's that love? 2 John 6. Right to the point. Come on, y'all talking about y'all under grace. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Get us to your poach up being preacher, pastor, minister, whoever. 1 John 2 and 6. That got you all twisted. All the way from slavery to now, man. 2 John 6. What is love? And this is love. This is definition of love. That we walk after his commandments. You know that? And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. And this is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, you should walk in it. So we look at who this grace is for. See if it's for any Gentile. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9. Let's continue. They that put their trust with their faith in him and the Most High shall understand the truth, which is the laws and the commandments of the Most High. And such as be faithful in love, those that be faithful in keeping the commandments of the Most High shall abide with him. So how you abide with him and you keeping the commandments of the Most High? That's why he took the apocrypha out of the Bible, man. To have you fooled and dumbed down with religion, man. That's why I call y'all Christian insanity people, man. You don't change, you don't repent, man. Listen, for grace and mercy is to his saints. You hear that, people? Find me where grace and mercy is to the Gentiles, these other nations. Because we got to define the saints. He said grace and mercy is to his saints. Who the saints? Psalm 147. No, Psalms 48, 148, 14. So I tell y'all, it's very important to know these definitions. Right to the point. Ain't no questions answered. Except for those that are against what it is that it says. Point blank. Listen, Psalms 148, 14. He also exalted the horns of the power like a bull's horn, a ram's horn of his people. This proves who his people is too. The Most High people are too. The praise of all his saints. It's definitely the saints, even of the children of Israel, who we are people near unto him. Praise ye the Most High. So that defines the saints, the children of Israel, are people near to the Most High. Praise ye the Most High. That's right. Praise the Most High. So you see that? Not only that, go to Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 15. Now that we know the saints are even of the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar, those 12 tribes, he said, we are people near to the Most High. Praise ye the Most High. Now we can still go to Wisdom of Solomon 4:15. Now that we know the saints are the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel I just named, Wisdom of Solomon 4:15. This the people saw and understood it not. Neither laid they up this in their minds, that his grace and mercy is with his saints. So if you're not an Israelite, you ain't got no grace. You ain't got no mercy. Come on. Approve it. Show me what those I have mercy. I'm going to have mercy on Edom. I'm going to have mercy on Ishmael. I'm going to have mercy on Ammon and Moab and Ham and Elam and all the rest of the nations. Where that's at in the Bible? See, I just made up some stuff. That's why I call it Christian insanity religions, man. Holding you back, keeping you down, and restraining you from the truth, the real truth. Everybody going to have to learn this truth. We're the teachers in these last days. We're the Israelites. The teachers that been teaching, you're going to realize that. And y'all going, oh, yeah, you believe it. Oh, you think you're not? This prophecy right here, y'all going to remember this. And not necessarily me or whoever it is that you might see now, but it's going to be the Israelite teachers, straight up. You know, I don't claim no family, no way, shape, or form. You know, can't make myself one of the number, but I know this. I know what the scripture says. I know Israel going to be here, but it's to come true. What you bet? Huh? Zechariah 8, and we start at 22 and 23. This in the kingdom. This is after judgment's been made on this earth. Look what it say. Yeah. Zechariah 8:22. Yeah, many people and strong nations shall come to seek the most high power of hope, most high power of army of angels, where? In Jerusalem. And to pray before the Most High. Oh, you think you're going to bow down to the Most High? You're going to bow down to the Most High. You're going to pray before the Most High on your knees, straight up. Thus say the most high power of hope, most high power of army of angels. What did he say? In those days it shall come to pass. It's a future prophecy that 10 men, that's 10 men, shall take hold out of all languages. You know, all these different languages are being spoken by, all these different languages, different nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, of the nations, you know that? The Gentile nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, that is an Israelite, saying what? We will go with you. But we have heard that the Most High is with you. You hear that? So we'll go with you, for we have heard that the Most High is with you. Come on. That's the kingdom right there. That's what they're going to be doing. Come on. Ain't no more Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force. Ain't nothing what you see now. MASHAYACH destroying all kingdoms. He's destroying everything as it is written, man. And that's what people, that's what these other nations going to be saying. That's why that grace is for the Israelites. That mercy is for the Israelites, for the saints, as we just read. No doubt. You better believe it. Let's go back to Exodus. That's what I say. The Most High wrote these laws with his finger, his commandments with his finger. The writings of the Most High. We've heard this. You've seen it with your own eyes. Those that's following along, if you're just coming in late, go back and look. He tell you in Exodus 31:18. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communion with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone written with the finger of the Most High. Now you're going to tell me that the Most High took the time to write these laws with his finger, and y'all just going to diss him and say you ain't got to do what he say do? What did MASHAYACH say? All you believers in your Jesus. What did he say? Matthew 5:17. Look what my big brother MASHAYACH said. It's very important. He said, think not. Matthew 5:17 he said, think, don't you think that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets? Now I challenge you. I've been challenging everybody. Show me one scripture that a MASHAYACH ever went to the temple, or Paul or any of them went in the temple and they read from a New Testament. Like y'all only have the New Testament Bibles and so forth. You even have the law and the prophets. The only thing he had to go by was the law and the prophets, point blank. That's it. And when you look at it, this is real simple. This ain't a hard thing to deal with. The New Testament that we are looking at right now, we're reading right now, pretty much compiled in the Council of Nicaea. They have many councils where they changed this and changed that. Men did. 325 AD. Do the math. That's why when you see Acts 13 and 15, MASHAYACH was shouting right inside the Most High. He done sent it up to the right inside of the Most High. Look what it said. Acts 13 and 15. And after the reading of the law and the prophets, that's all they had to go by. Anybody that walked the earth in the New Testament only had right here the law and the prophets, the Old Testament. That's it. That's why you got to know it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's why we the teachers that supposed to be teaching this word in these last days, man. People weren't sent by the Most High to teach nothing. Keep you in darkness, keep you in ignorance. And after the reading of the law and the prophets, the rulers and the synagogue sent unto them, saying, ye men and brethren, if ye have any word of exhortation for the people, say on. Then Paul, the one y'all believe in, most of the MASHAYACH, he right there. What was he doing? Hearing what? The reading of the law and the prophets. You hear this? The reading of the law and the prophets. That's why y'all don't know the law, because y'all don't read the law and the prophets. And y'all don't know the prophets that had the spirit of, look. It's a mystery too, probably too. First Peter 1:10. With salvation, the salvation is power, rulership, and authority, y'all. Get that in your mind. When somebody say they got salvation coming to, that's power, rulership, and authority. With salvation, power, and authority, the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you. Hear that? Grace that we just read is only grace is to the saints. And we find the saints in Psalms 148:14. The children of Israel, people near to the Most High, even of the children of Israel. Well, people near to the Most High, praise ye the Most High. That's who the grace and mercy is for. Mercy is not getting something you do deserve to get. That's mercy. It said, on which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you. So that you have to be who? Anybody? From what you just seen in defining who the grace and mercy is for? Make it make sense. You gotta bring some precepts to disannul what it is that has been brought forth. Searching what? Listen, searching what? Or what manner of time the spirit of a Mashiach, which was in them. You hear that? The spirit of a Mashiach, which was in them. Why? 1 Corinthians 3:23. 1 Corinthians 3:23. The spiritual. And ye are Mashiachim, and we are the anointed. And Mashiach is the Most High's. That's that order, man. He said, look, no man come to the Father but by me. St. John 14:6. I'm the way to show you how to follow the truth, which is the laws of the Most High, the commandments of the Most High, that are going to lead to everlasting life. And he said, no man come to the Father but by me. And ain't no New Testament. No New Testament. There's only the law and the prophets. When he said that. Only the law and the prophets. When he said that. Right or wrong? There was New Testament when he said that. He said, no man come to the Father but by me. That's a mystery. That's something that you got to really consider and not think that you just way back there in the time that he's speaking and there is a New Testament. There's no New Testament. I just showed you all he had to read was the law and the prophets. And when you get that in your mind, it'll help you spiritually to see more of getting closer and closer to a Mashiach, because you see the prophet, when you go back to the prophets had the spirit of a Mashiach, because we are Mashiachim. And Mashiach is the Most High. That's why I say, you ask anything in my name, I will do it, that the Father could be glorified in the Son. You ask anything in my name, I will do it. This ain't nothing new. They've been doing this. I got it all throughout the Old Testament. In the name of Mashiach YAHAWASHI, by SHAM Mashiach YAHAWASHI. All in the Old Testament. That's why he's saying that. How can you say something and can't back it up from what they had to go by? Make it make sense. Because you know he didn't go to who they believe in more so they do with Mashiach YAHAWASHI, Paul's writings. Because he didn't even exist. He was against anybody that spoke about Mashiach YAHAWASHI. It was all right, he spoke against him. That's Saul, that's who he was. The one y'all believe in so wholeheartedly, that's who he was. He believed in anybody that talked about Mashiach YAHAWASHI, bring them to the elders. You know, he was there when Stephen was put to death. I know that for a fact because it's written about him. He put them in prison, persecuted them for speaking in the name of the Lord and Savior. Understand this. He was converted. He was converted. And he had to suffer for about SHAM Mashiach YAHAWASHI namesake. But he was converted. He's an example to let you know that no matter, because I don't know nobody that's going to be putting people to death for calling on in the name of the Lord and Savior, in the name of Jesus or whatever name you use. I ain't never, in our day and time, but that's pretty serious, pretty deep, right? That's what you believe in more so than Mashiach YAHAWASHI. And he had to suffer for a Mashiach YAHAWASHI namesake. So now go back to First Peter. So you know it tells you in verse 11, First Peter 1 and 11, searching what or what manner of time the spirit of MASHAYACH, which was in them, in the prophets, y'all. You see that? How's the spirit of a MASHAYACH in the prophets? If you ain't spiritual, you would not even understand this. To signify when it testified beforehand the sufferings of a MASHAYACH. You know that? The sufferings of a MASHAYACH and the glory that should follow. He went through those sufferings and he was glorified. He prayed for that glory. He got that glory from the Most High. Right? Let's go back to Exodus 32. That's why it's so important to understand that you disrespecting the Most High to tell anyone that you don't have to do what he say do. And I want you to comment, send it to your preachers, and tell him to validate the fact that you ain't got to do what the Most High say do. And he wrote these laws with his finger. That's what I'm showing you. But you got to do what he say do. You follow what your preacher say, but you got to do what the Most High say do. Oh, it's, man, y'all don't even know what y'all dealing with. Exodus 32:15. And Moses turned and went down from the mount, and the two tables of the testimony were in his hand. Tables were written on both their sides. On one side and on the other were they written, right? Two tables of stone. He's going down a mountain. You got these two tables of stone written on both sides, right? Listen, and the tables were the work of the Most High. And the tables were the work of the Most High. And the tables were the work of the Most High. And the writing was the writing of the Most High. And the writing was the writing of the Most High. And the writing was the writing of the Most High, graven upon tables, upon the tables. Click that. The tables were the work of the Most High. And the writing was the writing of the Most High, graven upon the tables. Click this. And the tables were the work of the Most High. And the writing was the writing of the Most High, graven upon the tables. You hear that? The writing of the Most High. Now, the Most High done given us these laws, these statutes, commandments, right? Let's go back. Let's show you. I'm going to give you an example of where we're at and following these different religions that we ain't have nothing to do. I mean, it has nothing to do with us. We as Israelites. He didn't give us no religion. Let me show you right quick. Psalm 78:5. That's what he gave us. Psalm 78:5. This cancels out all religions. For he established a testimony in Jacob, that's our forefather, whose name was changed to Israel, became the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, and appointed a law in Israel. Not no religion, a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children, that the generations to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children. You see? So the father supposed to teach the children supposed to arise and teach their children, that they might set their hope, their faith in the Most High, and not forget the works of the Most High, but keep his commandments. It might not be as their fathers. How was our forefathers? A stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with the Most High. You see? Verse 10 say they kept not the covenant, the contract, the agreement, the laws, the statutes, the commandments, and the judgments that the Most High gave us. See, they kept not the covenant of the Most High and refused to walk in his law. Sound familiar? Just like they are today. That's why when you go back to Exodus 32, and when the people saw, verse 1, that Moses delayed to come down out of the mountain. That's why I said you got to learn some patience. Y'all better learn some patience, man. We the people of the book. Ain't patient this way, just impatient. Y'all got to learn some patience. I did a lesson on patience. Just put on freestyle while I'm next to a space, patience. A lot of things you don't uncover over, you know. And people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mountain, which mountain mean mountain. The people gathered themselves together in the air and said unto him, up, make us gods. Make us gods, make us idols that shall go before us. For as for this Moses, 40 days he was gone. The man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wrought not what has become of him. We don't know what happened to him. And Aaron said unto them, break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons. You see, we had earrings. Sons or young men had earrings, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. So Aaron told them to break off the golden earrings. And all the people break off the golden earrings which were in their ears and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand and fashioned it with the graving tool after he had made it a molten calf, man. And they said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. Man, that's so hurtful. The Most High put 10 plagues on the Egyptians. He didn't touch us. 10 whole plagues on the Egyptians, but nothing came near our dwellings. We done seen the Most High. We crying at the edge of the Red Sea. Oh, Pharaoh gonna kill us. Most High opened up the Red Sea. We went over it on dry ground. Dry ground. We went through this. It ain't something that all the people that right here made that calf, they seen the 10 plagues. They seen the Red Sea open. They went across dry ground. They seen when Pharaoh and all his mighty army followed him, the Most High closed the Red Sea on them, drowned them. They seen Pharaoh and his dead bodies and all of his mighty men on the shore, drowned to death. We got the victory of going into the wilderness, continue on, and got in the wilderness, started murmuring, just like right here. 40 days. 40, we're the same people now. We're the same people. Now, what we did, we got, make us a calf, right? Had Aaron make a calf. Look, here we are here. Somebody gonna get paid, get impatient, and MASHAYACH coming back. Now, MASHAYACH died, right? Walked the earth for 40 days. And they're like, okay, well, go to Acts, the 1st chapter. We're the same people, man. You know, we the people that look for real, for real. Why I say you got patience? Now you know that they had, you see, they read the law and the prophets, the law. So you know they read Deuteronomy 28. They hadn't even fulfilled what the MASHAYACH told us in Luke 21:20. When you see the city compassed with armies, know that the time of desolation is near and flee into the mountains. We hadn't even went through that. He said this. We the people of the book, for real. Listen to this. We go to Acts 1 and 2. It said, until the day in which he was taken up, MASHAYACH said, taken up, after that he, through the Holy Spirit, had given commandments unto the apostles whom he had chosen, right? Say, to whom also he showed himself alive after his passion, after the 3rd day, by many infallible proofs, being seen of them 40 days. He's showed himself 40 days, right? And speaking of the things pertaining to the kingdom of the Most High, right? And being assembled together with them. So he's with them. He rose on the 3rd day. It's on this earth 40 days. commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem, but wait for the promise of the Father, which, said he, ye have heard of me, right? That's a promise of the Most High sending the Holy Spirit that came in Acts, the 2nd chapter, in the day of Pentecost, that we're going to operate and observe tomorrow evening. We got 2 Sabbaths, tonight and tomorrow evening, at least for us, you know, Shit of Wisdom, and a lot of other camps, you know. Tomorrow evening going to start, you know, the day of Pentecost. So it says this 43 days right here. So a week's journey would be the 50th day, which you see Acts the 2nd chapter coming in, right? It says, for John truly baptized with water, but ye shall be baptized with the Holy Spirit not many days hence, which will be 7 days, you know, a week later. It says, but they, therefore, when they therefore will come together, they asked of him, saying, MASHAYACH, will thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? Come on. We know. That's why I say it was written for us, because we know that there's still prophecies that have to happen before the kingdom is coming to Israel. Well, you know what they asked him? That's like, hey, man, you here, man. Shoot. You ready to judge and make war? Set up righteousness on this earth and restore the kingdom again to Israel? That's what they said. And when they therefore would come together, they asked of him, saying, MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI, will thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? And he said to them, it is not for you to know, and everybody out there that somebody gonna try to put a date on when a Most High gonna send a MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI to judge and make war and set righteousness on this earth. He said, it is not for you to know the times or the season which the Father have put in his own power. Only the Most High know. Straight up. And it's sad because when you look at it, he already told, see, certain things already was said to them. That's why the Most High speak once, twice. Yeah, man perceive it not. It was already told them in Matthew 24:36. He told them this already. But of that day and hour knoweth no man. Hear that? Y'all hear that? But of that day and hour knoweth no man. Y'all can follow man if you want to. He said, knoweth no man. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. How much else I don't even know. He said, my Father only, just like he told them. Only the Most High know. So here we are. I'm just giving you, you know, a little of the mindset of the Most High, because he said, hey, going back to Exodus 32. So he said, hey, take off your golden earrings, took off the golden earrings. So, and verse 4, and he received them at their hand and fastened it with a graving tool after he had made it a molten calf. And he said, and they said, these be thy gods. You see that? O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. Man, how disrespectful is that to the Most High? That's why I say people don't love the Most High, man. You don't feel for him right there, then how you supposed to feel for you? And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, tomorrow is a feast to the Most High. Ain't that? Tomorrow is a feast to the Most High. And they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play around this dang on calf, man. And the Most High said to Moses, go, get thee down. For thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf and have worshipped it. Y'all heard the commandments. If you didn't, go back and look at them, man. Made a molten calf and worshipped it and have sacrificed thereunto and said, you know what I noticed? This ain't about you as a person. This ain't about me as a person. But when you talk about how important the Most High is, ping. I know it's people don't. That's why it's going to be a whole lot of, like MASHAYACH said, wailing and gnashing of teeth, man. Because y'all don't want to hear about how We supposed to feel for the Most High when it's all about you. What's in it for me? Like I say, y'all praying to the Most High. I don't care if you're Israelite or not. It's still the same spirit. If you ain't really knowing about the Most High, you ain't talk about him, hey, you ain't about him, man. How you supposed to be about you when you ain't about him? You don't feel nothing for him. Bing, out of here. Bing, out of here. Bing, out of here. You tell me that they ain't been written in the books? That you don't feel for him? I ain't got to hear this. Leave. You say what? They are turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf. And that's what I look at these religions, as this molten calf. Because you see what he said in Psalm 78:5. He said, he gave us laws and commandments to go by. And have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, these be thy gods. Easy. Religions are easy, man. You ain't got to do nothing but just fellowship and come together and let somebody get up there and read a scripture to you, and you and go and learn a new word in the dictionary and come up there, look at this word, and they go into it like it's so, edified, I'll say that. But we made a molten calf and worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt. How disrespectful is that? And the Most High said unto Moses, what he said, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Straight up. I see these people, man. He ain't say my people, did he? Did he say I see my people? No. He said a bunch of stubborn people, man, stiff-necked people. Say, now, therefore, let me alone. Leave me alone. What's he going to do to stop him from actually doing this? There's nobody as Moses to stand in the place for we the Israelites. Listen, now therefore leave me alone. Let me alone, he said, that my wrath may wax hotter against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make of thee a great nation. He said, I'm going to kill all of them. He said, I'll make a great nation out of you, Moses. And Moses besought the Most High his power and said, he cried out to the Most High, power Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, why does thy wrath wax hot against thy people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand? MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI, y'all. Wherefore should the Egyptians, listen to the mindset that he's using with the Most High to get the Most High not to kill all of us. But he already said, man, I'll raise up a mightier nation than us through you, Moses. Remember his ways and thoughts, not our ways and thoughts. You can do what he want to do. Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, for mischief did he bring them out, to slay them in the mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from thy fierce wrath and repent of this evil against thy people. The only thing I don't see in there is please. I say please. I don't know what y'all say. I'm going to say please to most. Knowing what I know about him, I don't know if they eliminated it or wasn't there, but remember Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Israel. That's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. Thy servants, to whom thou swear by thine own self, and said unto them, this is sight that he's using on the Most High. Righteous sight, though. I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven. In all this land that I have given, I have spoken of, will I give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. Right? And the Most High repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people. You see? But that's what it took. So the Most High wouldn't just destroy us, all of us, and make a nation out of Moses. But see, you can't get too high-minded to think you are that the Most High got to deal with you. Like I say, you praying to the Most High, especially you that believe that you ain't under the law, you ain't under the commandments. But I showed you in Revelation 22:14, blessed are they that do his commandments. You know? Come on. You only got 7 more verses to go before the Bible's over. He said, blessed are they that do his commandments. Y'all been fooled. Y'all been duped, man. And you, until you call, that's what you up against. That's what you up against. You better come out of that darkness, so I know that ignorance. And Moses turned and went down from the mountain. Went down from the mountain. The 2 tables of the testimony were in his hand. Tables were written on both their sides, on the one side and on the other side were they written. And the tables were the work of the Most High. I want you to make this mean something different. All you that say that, you ain't got to do what he say do. You ain't got to follow his commandments. He's talking about these laws that was on these tables. Listen, and the tables were the work of the Most High. You hear that? Click this. And the tables were the work of the Most High. And the tables were the work of the Most High. And the writing was the writing of the Most High. Click that. And the writing was the writing of the Most High, graven upon the tables. You hear that? Click this. And the tables were the work of the Most High, and the writing was the writing of the Most High, graven upon tables. So the Most High wrote these laws on these tables, the same laws and commandments that you say you ain't got to follow. Therefore, you're telling the Most High, I don't have to follow you. And you're giving the Most High your middle finger. Maybe you understand like that. That's serious. I just wanted to really bring that out because that's like something that I see that people are really, really, kind of dismissing the fact that he wrote those laws with his finger. And you're going to have to pay one way or another. Everybody going to pay. We all going to meet this judgment seat of MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI, point blank. He's going to judge as the Most High have him to judge. Sad, but it's real. Let me show you something. Psalms 102. Psalms 102. Y'all all right? The ones that are still here? Look at this. I love this. Psalms 102 and 13. I love this. Let's go to verse 12. But thou, O Most High, power Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, shall endure forever. Hear that? The Most High gonna endure forever. Like he told us, we gotta endure, until the end to be saved. And thy remembrance until all generations. Somebody gonna remember. I remember him. I'm gonna remember you, Most High. Y'all might not want to remember. Y'all might not want to talk about him. I'm gonna talk about him because it tell you that he ain't gonna be accepted until all of MASHAYACH's enemies be put under his feet. That's sad, man. But if you don't care about him, what difference do it make to you? Look. But thou, Psalms 102 and 12, O Most High, shall endure forever, and thy remembrance unto all generations. Thou shalt arise. So I say, first thing I say is, Krum Abanawa Yahweh. Krum Abanawa, Most High power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Thou shalt arise. He gonna rise and have mercy upon Zion. Israel ain't rising to the Most High rise, as King David is prophesying here. He gonna tell MASHAYACH to rise, who sit on the right hand side of his throne. He gonna come and judge and make war. Then Israel gonna rise. Straight up. That's why he's telling them. What do he say? thou shalt arise. He gonna rise from a strong, dog, and have mercy, which is not getting something you do deserve to get, upon Zion, upon the 12 tribes of Israel. For the time to favor her, yeah, the set time is come. It's gonna be a set time, y'all, that the Most High only know that's gonna come. It's coming. Gonna have mercy on Jacob. But understand, overstand. Isaiah 14:1. God mercy on Jacob. Isaiah 14:1. For the Most High will have mercy, which is not getting something you do deserve to get, on Jacob. You know that? You have mercy on Jacob, and yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers, these other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, as we read in Zechariah 8:23, y'all. 10 men of speaking all these different languages gonna take hold of the skirt of him that is an Israelite and say, we're gonna go with you, because we know that the Most High is with you. Man, better believe this. That's why. See what it said? Psalm 102:13, thou shalt arise. Most High gonna rise and have mercy upon Zion, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. For the time to favor her, yeah, the set time is come. It's come, y'all. Better believe this. Isaiah 46. Isaiah 46:12. Hearken unto me, you stout-hearted, that are far from righteousness. I bring near my righteousness. And we know righteousness is keeping of the laws and the commandments of the Most High. It shall not be far off. And my salvation, that's power and authority, y'all, shall not tarry. It won't take long. And I will place salvation in Zion, for Israel my glory. You see? You're going to place power, roots, and authority, which is salvation, in Zion, for Israel my glory. You see? We the glory of the Most High also. Now, look at Isaiah 54:7. Isaiah 54:7. For a small moment, hear that? For a small moment. 1,000 years is a day to the Most High. So what we are going through, he say, for a small moment have I forsaken thee. To the Most High is a small moment, y'all. For a small moment have I forsaken thee. But with great mercies will I gather thee. Remember, God have mercy on Jacob. So with great mercies will I gather thee. So in a little wrath, I hid my face from thee for a moment. To the Most High, he said. But with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee. Mercy is not getting something you do deserve to get. He said, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, said the Most High, thy Redeemer. Man, that's powerful. I love that. Man. Verse 13. I'm just kind of like giving you a head start, or I can't think of what I could call it, but a precursor before the Most High had to come back and put all of MASHAYACH's enemies under his footstool, make all his enemies under his footstool, put them in order by the law. Look at verse 13, Isaiah 54:13. And all thy children shall be taught of the Most High. Click that. And all thy children shall be taught of the Most High, and great shall be the peace of thy children. all thy children shall be taught of the Most High. You hear this? All thy children, all your children are going to be taught of the Most High, and great shall be the peace of thy children. In righteousness shall thou be established. And we know righteousness is defined in Deuteronomy 6:25. I'll call it. I better go there because some of you lazy, you ain't going to go there. Deuteronomy 6:25. This define righteousness. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High. Our power, ours is a personal possessive pronoun showing ownership. He's the power of Israel or the Israelites as he have commanded us, man. So that's righteousness. So he's telling you. In Isaiah 54:14, he says, in righteousness shall thou be established. We will be established by the laws and the commandments of the Most High. Thou shalt be far from oppression, but thou shalt not fear, and from terror, but it shall not come near thee. I love that. 2 Samuel 7:10. Can't leave him out. 2 Samuel 7:10. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people, Israel. You know? Another way you define my people. You say, I'm going to appoint a place for my people, Israel, and will plant them. You know? The Most High said he going to plant us in that place that he found for us, and will plant them that they may dwell in a place of their own. Hear that? And move no more. So it can't be talking about any other time that we were in our land, because, hey, we was planted back there in our land, and what happened? Even during the time of MASHAYACH, he said, hey, man, get out of here. Flee into the mountains. Ain't what he told us? Flee into the mountains, man. Then we fled into Africa, out of our land of Israel. Moreover, he said, I will appoint a place for my people, Israel, and will plant them that they may dwell in a place of their own and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness, hear that? You children of wickedness afflict them any more as before time. You see, so this is the last captivity. That's what it's talking about right there. Because, hey, we were afflicted. You know we were afflicted and still afflicted in our captivity now. So he's saying we're going to be afflicted no more. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Look, let's go to Baruch 2. Baruch, the second chapter. Therefore, the Most High have made good his word, which he pronounced against us and against our judges that judge Israel, and against our kings, and against our princes, and against the men of Israel and Judah, to bring upon us great plagues. That us is the 12 tribes of Israel. He brought upon us great plagues, such as never happened under the whole heaven, as it came to pass in Jerusalem, according to the things that were written in the law of Moses. You hear that? According to the things that were written in the law of Moses, that a man should eat the flesh of his own son and the flesh of his own daughter. Ain't that something, man? In the siege, man. That a man should eat the flesh of his own son and the flesh of his own daughter. He died right next to you, man. You had to eat them. Moreover, he have delivered them to be a subjection to all the kingdoms that are round about us, to be a reproach, that's a disgrace, and a desolation among all the people round about, where the Most High have scattered them. And thus we were cast down and not exalted, because we have sinned against the Most High, our power, and have not been obedient unto his voice. You hear that? You wonder why we were down and why these other nations were able to take us out of our land and put us in captivity? It says, thus we were cast down and not exalted, because we have sinned against the Most High, our power. Now, you pork chop eating preachers, you minister, pastors, you don't eat pork, whatever. That's in all these different religions, what I call y'all Christian insanity religions and organizations and so forth, and teaching our people that we don't have to keep the commandments of the Most, we not under the commandments of the Most High. He gonna deal with y'all, man. And it's written. But you see here what it says, for all you that go to churches and these religions and so forth, said, thus we were cast down and not exalted, because we have sinned against the Most High, our power, and have not been obedient unto his voice. To the Most High, our power, are pertaining righteousness. And we just define righteousness in Deuteronomy 6:25. It's the keeping of his commandments, his laws and commandments. But unto us and to our fathers, open shame as appeareth this day, man. For all these plagues are come upon us, which the Most High have pronounced against us. Yet have we not prayed before the Most High, that we might turn everyone from the imaginations of his wicked heart? What does world say? Follow your heart. But we won't turn away from the imaginations of our wicked heart, man. Wherefore the Most High watched over us for evil. You hear that? All the evil that happened to us, Most High watched over. We ain't want to follow him. Okay, so he told us he's going to get you to the. This is what he told us. Don't get it twisted. It's all here. Ezekiel 7:24. This is what he told us. This is what he told our ancestors. I can show you what's going to happen in the future. And this should be something that should bother you or make you want to make sure that you are not part of the reason why our people are getting destroyed. Ezekiel 7:24. So we told our ancestors, wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen. Hear that? He said, I'm going to bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. Hear that? The worst of the heathen possessing our houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and the holy place shall be defiled. You hear that? He's telling you what he's going to do. Destruction coming. This ain't no love. Destruction coming. And they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Because, look at these people, man, you understand who the Most High gave us to, and stop trying to fit in when you don't fit in. Look, say, well, we're going to holler peace, ain't going to be no peace. 1 Thessalonians 2:3. It say, let no man deceive you, which a lot of us been deceived, by any means. For that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, the son of damnation, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worship. Come on. You take a rocket scientist to figure this one out. All you got to do is, who painted their picture? Who painted their picture as, book this, click this, that no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or MASHAYACH, or that is worship. So that he as the Most High, he as the MASHAYACH, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High, showing himself that he is the MASHAYACH, because he have his pictures all in the Bibles, straight up. It says in verse 8, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Most High have consumed with the MASHAYACH have consumed with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, man. That's what's going to happen when you look at Revelation 19:11, say he coming to judge and make war. Revelation 19 and 15, it said, and out of his mouth, he's going to destroy him. What did it say? Whom a MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, right? And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And to tell you in Revelation 19:15, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with this sharp sword coming out of his mouth, he should smite, meaning kill the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. That's the law. That's the commandments. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty Most High. Point blank. Every knee gonna bow. Better believe this. Going back to 2 Thessalonians 2, it says, verse 9, it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. You see? Everybody been lied to. All these religions are lies. Straight up. Lies. He working of Satan. And look, understand this. Who's ruling the world? What did Satan tell him? Look what he did. Luke 4 and 5. And the devil taking him up into a high mountain showed him unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. Showed him every kingdom of the world, including the kingdoms that we're in right now, that you see on this earth right now. And the devil said to him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will, I give it. The condition is this: if thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine. Do you hear that? So what you think they're worshiping? Who you think they're worshiping? If thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine. He showed them all the kingdoms of the world. He said, if you worship me, all gonna be yours. And the Mashiach would say, answered and said to him, get thee behind me, Satan, for it is written. Where's it written, preachers? Where's it written, class? Where's it written, pastors and so forth? Thou shalt worship the Most High, thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. Well, that's written at. Talk to me. In the law that you say we not under. I know y'all not rebuking the devil. Y'all up in them churches, y'all rebuking no devil. Y'all the devil walking around thinking that y'all working out something righteous, man. And it's a lie, man. I mean, I got to keep it real because, look, this way he went. He went to the law to rebuke the devil. Deuteronomy 6:13. Show me where he went to Paul's writing to rebuke the devil. That's what y'all believe in. Most of y'all do on MASHAYACH anyway. He gave you clear indication of how to rebuke the devil. Deuteronomy 6:13. Thou shalt fear the Most High, thy power, and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. That's what he's telling us. Deuteronomy 10 and 20. Thou shalt fear the Most High. You better be afraid and scared of the Most High, thy power. Him shalt thou serve, and to him shalt thou cleave and swear by his name. Come on. That's where he went to the law to rebuke the devil. Every single time he came at him, he went to the law every single time, y'all. So how you going to really look at trying to show our people how to get from the grips of the devil, who a lot of you are? It just means deceitful and evil person. Because you're not dealing with what you're supposed to be doing and teaching the people how to rebuke the devil. Straight up. Look, here you are right here. 2 Corinthians 11 and 13. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers. Remember deceiving, lying, deceitful workers. You can't show me no religion in this Bible. I challenge you. Show me your religion that Moses said, hey, when we came out of Egyptian captivity, Most High said, I'm going to give you the Catholic religion in the wilderness. Huh? The Baptist religion in the wilderness. When he gave us the laws, we just read the laws that you say you're not under. You don't have to follow. Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventist, Church of Christ, Church of Holiness, Jesus Christ, and whoever, Lutheran. Where's your doctrine that the Most High ordained the children of Israel, who are his people, those 12 tribes to follow. Y'all liars, man. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers. You're lying to the people, transforming themselves into the apostles of a Mashiach. Y'all talk, that's all y'all talk about is your Jesus. That's all y'all talk about. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. You know, you to transform yourself into the apostles of a Mashiach. And you're not. He ain't dealing with you. Because you don't know him and you ain't showing him in the Father. What about, look, how you dealing with him when he said this? All praise to the Most High. What Mashiach outside. Look, about so much outside. He said this, show me him. Hebrews 10:7. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O Most High. So you got to show him from law of Moses and the prophets. Not just coming into existence in Matthew. That's why, look what he said. Whole 2 Corinthians, we're coming back there. Look what he said. I mean, y'all should know him. Everybody should know him. Straight up. Y'all say y'all believers of him, but wholeheartedly, there's no way that you shouldn't be able to show me him where he showed himself here in Luke 24:44. Everything gonna bow, y'all. You're gonna bow down now, you're gonna bow down later, you're gonna bow down. Look what he said. Luke 24:44. And he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms concerning me. That's him. In the law of Moses and in the prophets, all the way from Adam all the way to Malachi and the Apocrypha that the Protestants took out, mind you. You see, the law of Moses and the prophets and in the Psalms concerning me, concerning him. You say, come to the bottom of the book is written of him. You got to find him. You got to find him. He said, then open he their understanding that they might understand the scriptures. But you know they didn't understand. That's why I took you to Acts 1:6. They don't understand the scriptures. They ain't understand them. That's why if they understand, they wouldn't ask him, are you going to restore the kingdom to Israel now? Again? Now? Because we hadn't went through what we know we went through and going through, transatlantic slave trade and even actually being thrown down by the Romans in 70 AD completely. That hadn't happened yet. That's why I say this is written for us. Going back to Psalms 102. Psalm 102. It's very important that we see this because he said, Psalms 102, 18. This shall be written for the generation to come. See that? It's written for us. This shall be written for the generation to come. And the people which shall be created shall praise the Most High. It ain't for all of y'all. Because y'all don't praise the Most High. People that's created going to praise the Most High. Might be a generation, maybe, I don't know. Maybe y'all catch on eventually, but I don't see y'all praising the Most High. I don't see us praising the Most High. Enough. I'll say, praise the Most High. Can you say it? Praise the Most High. Can you say it? Praise the Most High. Generation to come, going to praise the Most High. Ain't that what it said? Praise the Most High. The generation to come, shall be created, shall praise the Most High. And this is like, it's a spiritual thing with me. I just start doing something, and then I see that it correlates with the spirit of the Most High, what is written, man. What's wrong with praising the Most High? What's wrong with praising the Most High? What's wrong with praise the Most High? Simple as that. Praise the Most High. Okay, I'll tell you what. This for all you high-minded thinking you are the Most High ain't gonna forget your labor and that your work in vain, whatever you done. This for all of y'all. Let's go on the chariots. Let's go on the chariots. When the MASHAYACH come with the 200 million angels, let's go on the chariots, y'all. See what they gonna be doing, what the men are gonna be doing. Revelations in 11, 13. Let's see what they're gonna be doing. And the same hour was there a great earthquake after he said, come up hither. And the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake was slain of men, 7,000 killed a complete number of men. And the remnant, you hear that? Were frightened. The ones that were told in verse 12, and they heard a voice, great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, the chariot of the Most High, IFO, identified flying out, as we know, with the angels. And the enemies beheld them. And what's going to happen? And the Most High said he's going to kill. An earthquake was slain of men 7,000. 7 is the number of completion. 7 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is the number of completion. 7,000. And the remnant, that's a remnant, were frightened and did what? And gave glory to the Most High power of heaven. Now, y'all used to praise the Most High. What you going to get on there and see everybody else doing? You going to do it. Oh, Most High going to just jack your butt up. You ain't real. You ain't been praising me. You think he don't know? You ain't praising him? People don't even talk about him, man. All they talk about is what he got to do for them, or, you know, this, that, or third, whatever. He ain't no natural conversation, man. I don't see it. Y'all help me see it. I don't see it. I talk to a lot of people. I don't hear it. This, Baruch 2, verse 9. Wherefore, the Most High watched over us for evil, and the Most High have brought it upon us. Since we ain't want to follow him, the Most High watched over us for evil. And the Most High have brought it upon us. But the Most High is righteous in all his works, which he hath commanded us. Yet we have not hearkened unto his voice to walk in the commandments of the Most High that he have set before us. Man. And now, O Most High power of Israel, you see, notice that the power of Israel, not no one else, but the power of Israel, that have brought thy people out of the land of Egypt with a mighty hand and high arm and with signs and with wonders and with great power, and has gotten thyself a name as appeareth this day. That's why he put all them plagues on Egypt and hardened Pharaoh's heart. He can get him a name. But see, the name that he gonna get this time, but y'all gonna bow down and you gonna know that he is the Most High, it's gonna last forever and ever and ever. Y'all don't forgot about him now. That's why I'm saying who praising him. Y'all can't even say praise the Most High with me. Something wrong with me because I'm talking about praise the Most High. What's wrong with him? Something wrong with him. Yeah. I'm gonna keep praising the Most High. Know that, no matter what. Y'all better hear what happened. He did all that to get him a name. What kind of name you gonna get that's gonna last forever, never, never, never? When he come back to judge, have MASHAYACH come back to judge and make war and set all his enemies under his footstool. Oh yeah. You gonna know him then. And look, for us, because y'all be talking about some new covenant, New Testament, New Covenant, whatever y'all be saying. Let me show you something. Hebrews, and y'all define this, because I mean, just one thing that, you know, I see people running from, maybe they haven't. Maybe y'all have an answer for me. You know, tell your leaders or whoever you over, answer this. Hebrews 8:8. But finding fault with them, we the Israelites, he said, behold, the days come, said the Most High, when I will make a new covenant, a new contract, a new agreement with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. That's all 12 tribes, the northern tribes and southern tribes, all 12 tribes. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt. Do you think this lesson we keep hearing about the Most High leading us out of Egypt, and what we do? We start following the way of the heathen. We build a calf. Wicked us, man. Because they continue not in my covenant. We continue not in the commandments of the Most High. That's why you see over and over again, we say, we have sinned. We got to keep on saying, we have sinned. Because you said it or not, we have sinned. And I regarded them not. He gave us over to these other nations, man, in captivity, slavery, and bondage. Said the Most High, this and not this. But this is the covenant, the contract, the agreement that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, said the Most High, I will put my laws into their mind. You hear that? He's going to put his laws into our mind and write them in their hearts. They're going to be written in our minds, y'all. Mind is the way you think. He's going to write them in our soul, man, our spirit. Take time to do that. And I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people, right? He's going to be our power, and we're going to be to him, you know, his people, a people, right? Because everybody not a people. Understand this too, according to the Most High word. They said, hey, listen at this clearly. Now, y'all tell me that we're in a new, we have fulfilled this new covenant. When it says here, and they shall not, just verse 11, you know, click this, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Most High, for all shall know me. That me is the Most High, power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. He said, for all shall know me. You gonna tell me that everybody know the Most High? Talk to me. He said, for all shall know me. You mean people know the Most High? I've been asking for almost a year. You know the Most High? I'm gonna ask tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. I'm gonna ask tomorrow. You know the Most High? Watch. What people say, no, no, no. Because you know you got to show me as much as you know him from the Bible. I ain't talking about you done made up your own Most High. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about from the Bible. This is what it say. Verse 11. This is very key. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor. Am I not teaching? Have y'all jumping from room to room, wherever, broadcast to broadcast, here, there, wherever, learning from someone that's teaching? He said, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Most High. For all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. Bring that scripture. Break that down. Show me right now that from the least people to the greatest people, everybody know the Most High. Answer that. Because y'all be arguing about this new covenant and all that stuff, man. Come on. He said, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Most High. You think it's important? It's just the Spirit of the Most High showed me something for the future, for the present. Know the Most High, y'all. For all shall know me. That me is the Most High. From the least to the greatest. So that has not happened because we're still teaching. We're still teaching. He said, click this, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Most High, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. You're going to tell me that that's been fulfilled, and we still teaching. Talk to me. Because y'all go on this verse, man, to be arguing back and forth, man. See, for I will be merciful unto their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. Is that happening? No. In that he says a new covenant, he have made the first old, now that which decayeth and waxes old is ready to vanish away, because the MASHAYACH going to teach us for 1,000 years in his reign of the Most High. That's why the least to the greatest gonna know him. After 1,000 years of learning of him, you think you ain't gonna know him then? If you don't know him then, that's why I say go release Satan on your butt and throw you in the lake of fire, burn your butt up. After you learn for 1,000 years, you still gonna go negative to the left? You deserve the lake of fire. That's what it is, y'all. Talk to me. What y'all think? I mean, if we still teaching, then that has not been fulfilled totally. And we're the teachers. That's why you look at I gotta go here. Jeremiah the 23rd chapter. I don't know how I got there, but it's there, y'all. I say all praise to the Most High. I'll show myself outside. Jeremiah 23:1. Woe, destruction be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastors, said the Most High. I got to roll with the Most High, y'all. I'm going to keep praising them. The miracles going to happen, and I'm going to praise them wherever. I'm going to praise them, keep praising them and praising them and praising them, man. He said, woe be to the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastors, said the Most High. That's what these religions have done, man. Y'all know good and well, if y'all sit around, I know I got myself personally over 7,000 videos on YouTube. All praises to the Most High, while MASHAYACH, by SHAM, MASHAYACH. You have your pastors go through all of that and make it mean something different. You even find out he's not. Therefore, thus say the Most High, power of Israel, against the pastors, it's against them that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away. From who? From the Most High. The whole objective of everything is, if anytime you say you're not under the law, who wrote the laws? If you go back to the beginning of this lesson, you'll see I showed over and over again that the Most High wrote these laws with his finger. The works of the Most High. That you saying that is null and void. It don't matter. And you know what the Most High going to do? He's telling you destruction to you. That scatter the sheep, because the sheep don't believe that. They got to follow what it is that the Most High telling us we have to do. And I showed this. Look at another scripture. Go to Revelation 14 and 12. Revelation 14 and 12. What did it say? Here's the patience of the saints. We define the saints, Psalm 148:14. We, even of the children of Israel, people near unto the Most High. Praise ye the Most High. That's the saints. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of the MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI. See? Keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of the MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI. You know, the devil is real slick, but he ain't that slick because, like he said, it's written for us, the generation to come. We that generation. That's why you look at Revelation 12 and 17. And the dragon, that's the beast, the serpent, the devil, Satan, and the system that's run by the Edomites was wrought with the woman. The woman represents the 12 tribes of Israel, that remnant. I'm telling you. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Esau, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Not all of those that are born as an Israelite, raised as an Israelite, or didn't know. Say they're going to be wrought with the children of Israel. Which ones? And went to make war with the remnant. You know, the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High. You know, is that what religion? Talk to me. What religion keeps the commandments of the Most High? Moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, getting ready for the ceremonial laws. Or are y'all getting ready for Memorial Day? Are y'all getting ready to celebrate on the second day, Memorial Day? Or are y'all getting ready to celebrate Feast of Pentecost? Are you to go to church? Are you that's in these religions and so forth? That's why I call y'all Christian sanity. The Most High gave us moral laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, sacrificial laws, and ceremonial laws to follow. 5 sets of laws. We know we're not under the sacrificial laws. Our bodies have to be a living sacrifice now. That's what he wants to do. Our bodies have to be a living sacrifice. And we present our bodies as a living sacrifice, which is our reasonable service to the Most High, man. What religion is doing that? You know? On the forefront. That's what he said. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, the remnant of the 12 tribes of Israel, which keep the commandments of the Most High. That's the remnant. That's the same remnant that's going to be on them chariots that we just read about and going to give glory to the Most High, going to be saying praise to the Most High. All glory, honor, and magnificence to the Most High and praising the Most High. You see, keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI. That's us, y'all. We're the ones. That's why the whole objective is to keep you from honoring and believing and following the Most High. That's why he said, Jeremiah 23:2, therefore thus said the Most High power of Israel against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, said the Most High. You see? He said he's going to visit them. That's evil. To teach our people that they're not of the children of Israel. They Gentiles, been grafted in, don't know who they've been grafted in among. And they got to have the Holy Ghost and the Holy Ghost and the Holy Spirit and run around the church like a chicken with his head cut off. I want to tell you, the Holy Spirit going to bring all things back to your remembrance. Your thinking, the way you think. You're going to think better. Come out of this destroyed for lack of knowledge. Why? But not keeping the laws of the Most High. Look what it says. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, said the Most High. That's why I love that. He said, look what he showed us. Let's go to the kingdom a little bit. In 2 Ezra 8, look what he said. He said, 2 Ezra 8:52. He said, for unto you, that remnant of the Israelites, is paradise open. The tree of life is planted, y'all. The time to come is prepared. It's already prepared. The MASHAYACH said, I'll go to prepare a place for you. Ezra seen it prepared already. The time to come is prepared. Plenteousness is made ready. You hear that? That's why I said, hey, neither shall they be lacking, said the Most High. What did he say? Plenteousness is made ready. You hear that? That's whatever you want, it's going to be plenty of it. It's made ready. A city is built, New Jerusalem built it, and rest is allowed. Oh, yeah, perfect goodness and wisdom. The root of evil is sealed up from you. Weakness and the mouth is hid from you, and corruption is fled in the damnation to be forgotten. Sorrows are past, and in the end is shown the treasure of immortality. All praises to the Most High. That's right. I love that. That's right. Oh, yeah. All praise to the Most High. Y'all ready for that, or y'all still gonna be caught up in where this world would have you feeling a certain way? To be down and out, man. Most High says, whatever you give, you take cheerfully. Look at Jeremiah 23:7. It say, therefore, behold, the days come in the future, y'all, said the Most High, that they shall no more say, the Most High liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Right? Because we know, we talked about that earlier. If you go back, how we were, coming out of the land of Egypt, going to the wilderness and murmuring and made a golden calf, man, before he brought the 10 commandments down. But the Most High liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, like North America, like over here in this Western hemisphere, and from all countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. Yes. Mine heart, my Most High said, my mind within me is broken because of the prophets. All my bones shake. I am like a drunken man, and like a man whom wine has overcome because of the Most High, because of the words of his holiness. Shoot, Jeremiah was feeling it, man. For the land is full of adulterers, but because of swearing, the land is mourning. Pleasant places of the wilderness are dried up, and their course is evil, and their force is not right. For both prophet and priest are profane, mean unholy. Both prophet and priest are unholy. That's what profane means. And unholy means what? Well, we got to look at what holy means before we can look at what's unholy. Romans 7 and 12. Romans 7 and 12. Wherefore the law is holy and his commandment holy and just and good. So anything contrary to that is unholy. You see? Profane mean unholy. That's why he said, Jeremiah 23:11. That's why you're going to bow down, man. For both prophet and priest are profane, meaning unholy. They are not keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Yeah, in my house have I found their wickedness, said the Most High. Wherefore their ways shall be unto them as slippery ways. They're going to be slipping. Going this way, they're going to be slipping. In the darkness, slipping in the darkness. They shall be driven on and fall therein, for I will bring evil upon them. You hear this, preachers? He talking to y'all. He going to bring evil upon you. Even the year of their visitation, said the Most High. He said, I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria, that's northern Israel, in the northern tribes. They prophesied in Baal and caused my people Israel to err. And the Baal that they prophesied in is the same name, Lord, straight up. Gotta bring it. Baal means Lord. You see it? Where they prophesied. And a lot of y'all prophesy in the name of the Lord until this day, man. Well, we gotta change, man. We gotta stop doing these things, you know. Found out that Verily, go back to Amen. Well, I crossed it out in my Bible. You gotta understand, they had our Bible for hundreds of years to do whatever they wanted to do with it, right? I mean, they did whatever they wanted to do with our Bibles. Who published the Bibles? Don't take a rocket science to figure this out. Who put their pictures in the Bible? Who put their pictures in the Bible? Who said that they are the Last Supper? Who did this? It wasn't us. There's only 5 people in this picture. It's the Borgia family, man. Ah. That's why go back to Matthew 5:17. I ain't forgot it. Matthew 5:17. Spirit of the Most High gonna reveal it. He said, think not. This is MASHAYACH saying. He said, think not. Don't even think that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. You see? Because that's all he had to go by, y'all. Was the law and the prophet when he walked the earth. That's it. The law and the prophets. That was it. For very, excuse me, see, I messed up. And I got it crossed out. See, I'm so used to saying it, I got to cross it out so I don't see it. You can do the same thing. Because look it up. It go back to Amen. See? See, I can't see it now. Ain't the way I can say it. I'm just so used to saying it. You know what I mean? I know it by heart. So, Salaki Most High about someone take I have to repent. It said, for I say unto you without Amen, but if I put it there, it'll be for Amen, I say unto you. Is that who's saying it? That's YAHAWASHI saying it, but they put that in there. That's why I say the devil is slick, man. But if you don't really look at how the Most High is revealing these last days, through his teachers, man, and looking at things to be able to change. When he told Nicodemus in John the 3rd chapter, you got to be born again. That's what we talk about. Change. That's all it means is change. What empire is he in? The Roman Empire. Not in just the latter end of the Greco-Roman Empire. We just look. I ain't reading, but let me show you what the devil's saying, man. So you know, and you figure it out. If you can't, you can't figure it out. Give me a call. I'll tell you. Here it is, right here. Don't take a rocket science to understand this. Truth to understand this. Therefore, rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. This heaven right here on this earth. Powers from the throne on this earth. Woe means destruction to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Those on the earth, those out in the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath. Why? Because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. You see? So that's why you understand, you're going to know the Most High. And every knee going to bow to the Most High. That's why Satan was told by MASHAYACH, you got to serve the Most High. Him only shall you serve. You got to bow down to the Most High. Straight up. He didn't rebuke that. He didn't come back after that. He couldn't go to the law. Only thing he can do is go to some scriptures that he know the Bible, but he don't deal with the law. As far as dealing with what you got to do that he doing contrary to. He'll tell you, you can eat the blood. You can drink the blood. You can do this. You can do that. That's contrary to the law. But he ain't going to go to the law for what it says you're supposed to do because he's contrary to the law because most say we ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. We brought him into the world. He was made for us. Here we go. He said, hey, everybody obeyed in the beginning. Nobody just obeyed the Most High. But yeah, we going to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That's why they had a little good in there. Seems like it's lawful, But the evil is there. That's why I say, y'all ain't studied the Illuminati. Y'all ain't studied enough to know the elite. When they say we deal with demons in high places, you ain't studied them enough to know how they operate, to see that it seems like it's righteous. That's why I took y'all to the scripture. Let me continue to go on. So you would know, and I got to really close down. I got to get ready for camp tomorrow. But I took you here. Look, understand, whole senators. Look, this was this what everybody been caught up in. For this is on 2 Corinthians 11 and 13. For such are false apostles, deceitful worker. What do you think deceit mean? Liars, lying workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of MASHAYACH. Transforming mean you changing. They changing from being a deceitful worker, which who they are, into transforming themselves into the apostles of MASHAYACH. Like they rolling with him, and they not. That's why he said, woe to them pastors that destroy his sheep. Better understand and overstand, he said, and no marvel. You think that's something? He said, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Like he's really dealing with righteousness. Proverbs 6 and 23 says the law is light. So, transform himself like he's an angel of light. That's why it tell you, man. It tell you, therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers, so Satan got ministers that we just read about in Jeremiah 23 and 1, that scattered the sheep of the Most High's flock. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed into the ministers of righteousness. Acting like they're righteousness. You define righteousness to them and ask them, are they keeping the moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws? Are they getting ready for Memorial Day? Or are they getting ready for the Feast of Pentecost? Think about it. Therefore, there's no great thing if his ministers, Satan got ministers, also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. That the Most High just told you in Jeremiah 23 and 1. Whoa, destruction to them. He just told you going to kill them, man. I'm just here to warn you. We just messengers here to tell you, you got to change, or what you going to do when he come for you? He coming. That's for sure. What you going to do when he come for you? So with that, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to continue on this because it's going to be a series and we're going to go through a lot of points. So Oh, you're going to know the Most High. And every knee going to bow, whether you want to or not. You don't have no choice. You got no choice. I want to leave you with this. I'm going to keep on leaving people with this. Well, I'm telling you, I'm giving you a head start. Whether you hear for bear, play around if you want to. Because the only one that know when the end's going to come for this wicked world that we're in now is the Most High. It's the Most High. Look at this. 1 Corinthians 15:24. Then cometh the end of this world that we in now, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father. You're going to know the Most High. MASHAYACH going to deliver up the kingdom to the Most High, the Father, when he shall have put down all this salvation right here, y'all. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Rule and all authority and power. Because the Gentiles are in their salvation right now. When you read Romans 11th chapter. In verse 11, it says, I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? Have we stumbled that we should fall as Israelites? Most High forbid, but rather through their fall, salvation, that's power and authority, is coming to the Gentiles for to provoke them to jealousy. You see? The same thing written in Deuteronomy, in Romans. Same thing, reading in Deuteronomy. I think it's 32:21. 32:21. They have moved me to jealousy. Deuteronomy 32:21. This prove that everybody's not a people either. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not the Most High. These religions and so forth, unto this day. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. So I tell you in Ecclesiastes 3:24, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, worthless opinion, and an evil suspicion. That's the devil. That's overthrown their judgment, make you make the wrong judgment, man. They would say they have moved me to jealousy with that which is not the Most High. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, foolishness, man, unwanted thoughts. And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. You hear that? I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. So some people in the eyes of the Most High are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. That's what he said. That's why he said that. Romans 11:11. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? Most High forbid, but rather through their fall, salvation, power, and authority is come unto the Gentiles for to provoke them to jealousy, as he just said right there. Told us, man. Told us gonna happen. We gonna follow somewhere else, man. Look for something else. Nope. Better understand, man. Overstand. First Corinthians 15:24. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. I like to say power, rulership, and authority. That's salvation. When the Mashiach shall have put down all power, rulership, and authority, that these Gentile nations are in their salvation. For he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet. 1,000 years, he's going to put all enemies under his feet. And he's going to rule them with a rod of iron, as we read in Revelation 19:15. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. And we went over there earlier. There could be no more death. Immortality. For he hath put all things under his feet. But when he said, listen at this closely, all things are put under him. Check this. 1 Corinthians 15:27. For he said, for he has put all things under his feet. For he hath put all things under his feet. But when he says, all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted. It's sad, man. It is manifest that he is accepted, which did put all things under him. That's the Most High. He's not going to be accepted until he put all of MASHAYACH's enemies under his footstool. Man, under his feet. Check this. For he hath put all things under his feet. But when he said all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted, which did put all things under him. That's when the Most High going to be accepted. Just like he got a name when he did all those plagues on the Egyptians. What he's going to do on this earth, like I say, every knee going to bow. You're going to know that he is the Most High. He did all that to the Egyptians, 10 plagues, to get him a name. But this name he going to get, this. And when all things shall be subdued, verse 28, and when all things shall be subdued unto him, check this, and when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him. You hear that? That's the Most High. Him is the Most High. MASHAYACH shall be subject unto him that put all things under him. Then the MASHAYACH shall be subject to the Most High, that the Most High may be all in all. Check that. That the Most High may be all in all. That's what this is all about, y'all. Not us, not you, not nobody else, but the Most High. You hear that? And when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject under him, that put all things under him. That's the Most High. That the Most High may be all in all. Making me something different. That's what it's about. But see, ping, y'all, because it ain't about you. Man, why you say gonna melt you, man? Because people ain't caring about him. And with that, you know, I'm gonna stop there. Give a like to the lesson. Like I said, I'm gonna continue on because, you know, it's gonna be a lot that people gotta realize to wake up, man. Realize, man, and you're gonna know that the Most High is who he is. Every knee gonna bow to the Most High. And with that, I say, Crumb Most High, Crumb MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI, and Crumb Yasharala. And I'm out. Shalom. The water for joining me. Joining me tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time.